Hi everyone, welcome to OET Live. This is the second session of OET Fundamentals. Today we're talking about how to prepare for OET. I'm Alex from the OET Education team, and joining me today I have a colleague in the background who is there to take your questions and just look after the chat for me. So welcome everyone who is joining us live on Facebook and on YouTube. And hello if you're watching the recording later. Say hello in the chat. Introduce yourselves. Throughout the session. I'll ask you questions, and of course you're welcome to ask me questions as well. We do have a Q and A section at the end of today's session, so I apologize if I miss some questions between now and then. Make sure you put your questions back in the chat at the end of the session. All right, so this is our how to prepare session. And like all of our OET Fundamentals sessions, this one is especially for you if you are new to OET and really want some support and some guidance with getting started. So in this session today, I'm going to talk about a new free resource from OET, which is the OET Study Guide. I'll cover the two different elements of test preparation, give you 6 of our top preparation recommendations. At the end, we have a Q and A plus a giveaway. And in fact, today we have 2 special giveaways. So we're going to give 2 prizes out to a couple of lucky viewers. So make sure you play the game when it comes along. All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for introducing yourselves in the chat. Great to have so many people here today. Pushing 200 already. That's awesome. So I'm going to start this session by talking about the OET Study Guide. We're going to get straight into it. The OET Study Guide is a collection of our best preparation resources. And my first question for everyone is, have you already got it? Have you got your free OET Study Guide yet? Please let me know in the chat box. Hello, Alba. I just want to start with everything OET. I'm going to help you with that today. So have you got your study guide? Let me know, yes or no. Okay, so a couple of people saying no. Well, I have great news for you. You are about to get it. Okay, lots of not yets. No, no, no. Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm going to share it with you in the chat box now. And the OET Study Guide is a downloadable and interactive document. It's a compilation of lots of, not all, but a big range of our preparation resources from official OET, plus resources from our partners, our OET All Stars. So lots of videos and blog posts, masterclasses, links to all sorts of things. So the link will be coming through in the chat shortly, if not already, and we'll pin that for you so that you can access it anytime. And I'm actually going to show you what it looks like. Let me stop sharing for a moment. And while you collect the link in the chat box, here it comes. I'll show you what you get. Okay, so there's 2 ways that you can use the study guide. One of them is as a flip book, just on the website like this. So you can browse through. It covers the fundamentals, so the basics of OET preparation. Where to find free resources, where to find paid resources, and then it goes into each section of the test, so reading, writing, listening, speaking, and you can just click on the links and it will open the relevant resource in your browser. I'll just click through a little bit more. So there's 15 pages, I think, of resources for you here. So if you really want to focus on speaking, jump to the speaking section, learn all about it, find heaps of links. And these are our all-stars who provided a lot of this fantastic content for us. The other way to use the study guide is to download it. So you can download and see the check boxes. You can tick as you cover each resource. You probably don't need to do everything in the study guide, but it's a good idea to just keep track of what you've done and the progress that you're making. So grab your link. So let me just check. Oh, link's not working. Someone will be able to help me with that, or I'll post it in a little bit. Yeah, we'll fix that for you. Sorry, it might be my dodgy typing there, but we'll get that for you shortly. All right, so study guide is really a great place to begin your OET preparation. Oh, let me see if I can sort that out for you right now, that link. My apologies. Let's see. Here, let's try again. It might be the text around it. Okay, try that one and just let me know. Otherwise, we'll have to call in the experts, I think. All right, looks like that one's good. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move on slightly confidently there. Okay, so we've covered study guide. Link is up and running, says Dr. Chetan. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I don't want to promote this great product and send you a broken link. That's not good. Okay, so let's move on now to talk. I mentioned before 2 parts of test preparation. I just want to outline what I mean by that. All right, so the first element of test preparation is, of course, language proficiency. OET is a language proficiency test. It's obvious, but a lot of people sometimes neglect or ignore this part of test preparation and focus too much on sample tests or on the test itself. So language proficiency is super, super important when preparing for OET, for any language test. These are some of the elements of language proficiency. I wonder if you can guess the missing words that I've got here. These are like the building blocks, the foundations of your language skills. I've given a few clues with the letters, something starting with G, something ending in RY. I think some of them are pretty easy to guess, but have a go in the chat box. Let's see if anyone can get all 5 of them. Thank you. I'm glad that link is working. Enjoy that. Make sure you bookmark it too so you can come back to it anytime. Very good. Bella says grammar. That's the first one. Good job. G's got the second one, vocabulary. Great start. Something starting with P. Oh, G, I think you've got all of them. Fluency, accuracy, pronunciation, the whole suite. Yeah, very good. And this is a very simplified list. Of course, linguists would add a lot more to what makes a proficient language user, but I think it's useful just to think in this basic way. So, grammar. Is your grammar, do you have enough grammar to make your meaning clear? When you're reading an academic text, can you make sense of it because of the complicated grammar? And this goes across all the skills as well, like grammar and vocab relate to listening, relate to reading, relate to speaking as well, and writing, of course. Pronunciation, how easy is it to understand you? Can you use stress and intonation to make your meaning slightly different? Have you got fluency, not just fluency in speaking? Are you a fluent reader? Like, can you pick up the meaning automatically? Can you hear native speaker or fast English speech? Can you catch the meaning automatically? And of course, accuracy. Can you speak and write without too many errors? So whatever the issues that you have when it comes to language proficiency, and everyone is a little bit different, but whatever weaknesses you have, test preparation is about improving your language skills, overcoming those weaknesses. So that is the first pillar of your test preparation, and don't forget about improving your language proficiency. I'll show you shortly how to find some good resources for that. Now, the other one, of course, we'll call it test familiarity. So imagine if you went to the test, you turned up on OET test day and you had no idea what's coming up. Imagine sitting down for the writing test and you've never seen it before, you've never learned how to do it, you don't know that there are 5-minute reading time at the start. It would be a disaster, of course, like any test. So it's also important to get to know the test really well. And that includes things like the format of the test. So what's the order? What sort of questions are you going to get? How many questions? What are the exact tasks? Are they multiple choice? Are they fill the gap? What's the timing? Really critical. Like, how long have you got for reading part A, for example? 15 minutes. Skills and strategies. So can you locate information quickly? Are you comfortable with reading the stem of a multiple choice, eliminating distractors? Time management, of course, is a critical thing. Have you done practice tests under test conditions? And we talked yesterday about criteria awareness. Do you know what the assessors are looking for in your writing and in your speaking? So also really, really important things and things to include in your test preparation for sure. So it sounds like a lot, I know, but working on these things will save you from taking the test more than once or taking the test several times. So have a look at the list on the screen here. And I'd like to know, what do you need to focus on? So you personally, when you see that list of things, and perhaps for you, it's test familiarity. You might be a really confident English user, but you're new to OET and you just want to learn, how does the test work? Or you might be conscious of grammar weaknesses. So let me know. Let's see what the general consensus is. What's your weak area? Is my question. Okay, so Teaser says vocabulary. Yeah. Vocabulary is so important too, isn't it? It really underpins everything. The more words you know, the better language user you are. Writing section. Okay, so Shiva, maybe you're more about the test familiarity side of it. Writing and reading. Quite a few people talking about grammar and vocab, which is great. It's just really good to be aware of that so that you can take steps to work on it. If your grammar and vocab level is here and you want your OET score here, it won't happen just by learning about the test. Like, you have to build those skills in order to reach that goal. Time management. Thanks. Just sharing the study guide again for those asking. Time management, also a good one. I mean, you think about preparing for the test and plan to take a test in test conditions, but do you actually do it? Have you sat down with the timer, without your phone, without distractions? Have you done a practice test in test conditions? Really, really critical to do that. Okay, so how do you know that your language level is high enough? How do you work on language proficiency? How do you improve test familiarity? Let's go through that with my 6 recommendations. So these come from our experience in the OET education team. We've probably got 500 recommendations, but I'm going to keep it to only 6 today. And not really in any particular order, but I'm going to talk about OET Pulse. We'll cover Masterclasses, OET All Stars. Of course, I'll just talk about sample tests. Where are they? How can I get more? Q and A sessions, Rebecca's regular sessions. And lastly, I'll talk about preparation courses and preparation books as well. So first up, for an idea of your current level, we introduced this short test earlier this year called OET Pulse. And it's basically a health check for your language skills. It's a placement test that can be taken anytime, anywhere. You can take it on any device as well. And it assesses your current English language level and provides feedback on how to prepare for OET. So OET Pulse and OET are different things. OET Pulse is this short placement test assessing your current level and giving feedback about OET preparation. A few things that make OET Pulse different in the market: it's the only international English language placement test specifically for healthcare professionals. The test scenarios are health specific. It's adaptive, making it more efficient and accurate, gives you an indication of your English skills, provides you with feedback on OET preparation. The exciting thing is the results are immediately available via the dashboard. So this is what a sample question looks like in OET Pulse. Don't worry that you can't read it. It doesn't matter. But you can see it's just a nice, short, sharp question. This is a listening one. There's audio that will play automatically. And you basically work your way through a series of questions And at the end, you get results. I'll just zoom in so you can see a little bit. And the 3 different parts to OET Pulse, which is different to OET itself. There's a reading section, a listening section, language knowledge, and an overall score as well. And the highest score is 130, and we call that above C1. C1 is on the Common European Framework of Reference. This is a recognized scale for language proficiency. So above C1 is a very proficient user, and the lowest score is 50 to 55, which is below B1. So when you take the test, you get your results reported. Let me zoom in a little bit. So here, for example, the reading score for this person is 110, which is a C1. So you get a separate score for each skill. For your reading, listening, this person has 75, which is a B1, and language knowledge 85, which is a B2. So quite a big difference here between reading and listening and language knowledge. And the overall score here was a combination or an average 90 or B2. So this is the results that you will get from taking Pulse. And how does it correlate to OET? I should mention here, these are completely different tests. So we don't report Pulse scores in the same way as OET. They are totally different tests, different tasks, but we do use the Common European Framework of Reference, or the CEFR, for both of them. So this is the OET results table on the screen here. And you can see that we have the CEFR band here on the right, C2, which is that really, really proficient, really expert user. And that correlates to OET 450 to 500 number score and OET letter grade A. C1 on the CEFR corresponds to B for OET, or 390 to 440. Sorry, 350 to 440. And then B2 corresponds to the Cs. So you can not draw a direct line, but you can get a feeling from your Pulse scores by looking at those CEFR scores on the left here and on the right of the OET table to help you figure out where you need to focus your energy. So for this example person, clearly they need to work on listening, right? Reading's really good. Reading is 110 C1 in this case. Listening is obviously a weakness for this candidate, and that's a place where they should be spending a lot of time and energy. Language knowledge, also not bad, but definitely they would benefit from some grammar, vocab, skill building exercises. With your Pulse results, you also receive an email, and the email gives you some recommended resources to bring your scores up a little bit. I'll just show you, this is the website. So if you're looking for Pulse, and you just go to the OET homepage, if you go to the Prepare section, the Prepare tab, this big blue banner will take you to the Pulse page. And as you can see, Pulse is $30. But this is our first giveaway today. We are going to give away one free Pulse voucher. If you were here in the intro to OET session, you will remember how to play this game. It is super easy. If you want a chance to win this, all you need to do is type into the chat box in a moment. In the chat box, type #Pulse, and we're going to add you to our competition. So David, if you could click Start Collecting, and we'll give everyone a few seconds. So in the chat box, type #Pulse for your chance to win a free Pulse voucher. All right, thank you. Got a few entries coming in. Quick as you can. Thank you. Got about 10 coming through. Getting up there. Great. So anyone can win. This is a random selection. Type #Pulse and you are in the draw. Beautiful. 40 people. Can we get to 100? I think we can. That's it. I'd love to give one to everyone. Today we just have one, and I hope it finds a happy home with one of you. Let's do 5 more seconds. 4, 3. By the way, you only need to enter once. It just grabs your name. 2. I have to get to 100. Wait 1 second. Oh. That was the slowest one. All right, we're up to 100. That's it. Let's do it. Draw the name. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, good luck. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Dr. Chetan Reddy, you're the person I mentioned earlier. It's your lucky day, I think. Dr. Chetan, can you please email me, oeteducation@oet.com.au, maybe grab a screenshot as well, and we'll hook you up with an OET Pulse voucher. Congratulations. A good start to your day, I hope. Well done. So for everyone else, if you're interested in Pulse, of course, check out the website. All right. We're going to do one more giveaway later in this session. Something different in that one, but stick around if you want to have another chance to win. Okay, so we've covered OET Pulse. Thank you for playing, everyone. Let's talk about OET Masterclasses, which was the second part of my 6 recommendations. Thank you. And Kial says, congratulations. Well done. So the OET Masterclasses give you a deep dive into the 4 skills. And when I joined OET, actually, this was the first thing that I did. I watched the OET Masterclasses. You can find them also on the website. Just go to Prepare, and in the drop-down, there's a tab, Free OET Masterclasses, which will take you to this page with some information. You'll understand how you'll be assessed. You'll learn top tips and experts. There are 4 masterclasses, and they're quite short, and they contain heaps of useful information. Sorry, that flipped forward. Heaps of useful information. So make sure you check them out if you haven't already. That's a really simple, easy way to get started with your OET prep. Moving along quickly, let's talk about OET All Stars. And a question for everyone. We talk about OET All Stars a lot. Do you know who they are? Tell me in the chat, who are the OET All Stars, or what are the OET All Stars? You might have met them on this channel before. But who are they? And you'll notice here we have a brand new lovely logo for our wonderful OET All Stars. A little freshen up for the end of the year. Who are the All Stars? Let me know what you think, what you know about them. And perhaps you know some of the names. Very good. So Yang says Rebecca. Well, Rebecca is a member of the OET official team. We think she's an all-star, but she's not an official all-star. But yeah, Swoosh, Steve, very good. Steve from OET Online is an OET all-star. E2, Paul, yep. SLC, Amira says. SLC, Swoosh, and Steve, yep. IRS, yes, that's right. So all of those that you're mentioning, those are the OET All Stars. And these are essentially teachers and schools who have completed the OET teacher training. And they share their content with us on our official channel. So right now you're watching OET Official, which is where Rebecca and I are. We are on the OET official team. And the OET All Stars are our really trusted partners who deliver free lessons several times a week. And they are, this is a great way to prepare for free because these are the best in the business and they share their content with us usually 2 or 3 times a week. So we're going to share in the chat box as well. Let me just show you just as an example. So yeah, they go live 2 or 3 times a week on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, we keep their videos so that you can go back and watch them. So on the screen here is the YouTube playlist. So if you go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, of course, and scroll down, we have a whole section on OET Live and a whole playlist called OET All Stars Live Lessons. And there are about 40 or 50 videos in there, just a lot of videos, and it covers everything. So you can see perhaps on the screen. Oh, thanks, Reagan. I'm an all-star. I've been nominated. Thank you. That's a real honor. You can see that it goes from reading part A. There's a guide from Swoosh. There's a video on part A from Steve from OET Online. There's a video on essential skills. So I see a lot in the chat. Help me with reading part C. Go to our OET All Stars YouTube or the Facebook playlist. Scroll down and find that section. There's heaps there. And of course, you'll find a lot of these in that study guide as well. So if we haven't already, we'll just share those playlists, hopefully. So we're going to share the playlist for Facebook, the playlist for YouTube. If you're watching this after the live, no worries. Just go to our channels and you'll be able to find those easily. All right. Thank you. A few people still playing the game. There's another game coming up soon. Don't worry. So let's move on to talk about OET sample tests. Now, the good thing about sample tests is they are on the website, the free ones. I'm going to show you where to find them, and I'll show you where to find other ones if you want to pay for extra practice tests as well. But tell me first in the chat, are you taking OET on paper or on computer? Are you taking OET on paper or on computer? All right. Suresh and Juan on paper. Paper for Yang. Okay, lots of people on paper. Okay, yeah, so paper is definitely the most common, and we've had paper OET for a long time. So perhaps in your city or your country, paper is the only one available. That's totally fine. A few people taking it on computer. And we have those three modes: OET on paper, OET on computer, OET at home as well. And it depends a bit where you live, which one will be open to you. Okay, so definitely majority taking it on paper, but for those of you who are taking it on computer, I want to show you how you can practice the computer version of the test. All right. So I presume most people are familiar with our practice test page, our sample test page. But if not, go to the OET homepage, click the Prepare drop-down, and there's a whole section, Free Sample Tests. And when you scroll down, let me remove myself, we have 3 reading tests, of course, with the answer keys, 3 listening tests. And when you get to the writing ones, click in it and then find your profession. So if you're doing nursing, your sample test is here. And for writing and speaking, we've got some extra tests. So there are 5 sample writing tests and the writing answer booklet. So those of you taking it on paper, make sure you download and print out the answer booklet. This is where you should be practicing your writing onto the same thing you'll use on test day. And for speaking, we have got 4 sample videos, plus you can watch a warm-up and the pre-test introduction. Now, those of you taking it on computer, there's a little gray button here which says OET on computer, OET at home. If you click that, you'll go to our sample test page for OET on computer, of course. And we've got tutorials because the OET on computer is same test, right? Same task, same timing. But of course, it's a different experience for those of you who have taken it on paper before or are more familiar with paper. So we have tutorials showing you all the functionality that come with the computer test, or you can just jump straight in here and have a go. So this is listening, reading and writing sample test 1, test 2 and test 3. So those 3 sample tests are in here and you can take it. Of course, you should take it on a computer. It's not going to be the same experience on your phone. So try and get it on a computer. and go through the whole test just like you would on test day. One thing with the computer sample tests on the website, we've included the answer key because it doesn't automatically score your test. These are just familiarization sample tests. So when you take the test, make note of your questions, of your answers so that you can check them. So OET on paper and OET on computer, both here. So yeah, that hopefully would answer your question. Any mock tests for computer-based, this is where you'll find them, the little gray button here. Okay, now there are a few reasons to be taking sample tests, and I'll just run through some of the ways that you can be using the OET sample test. So firstly, use them for test familiarity. If you are brand new to OET, use the sample test to check the format, check instructions, and as you do it, just ignore the time. So first time you're doing it, don't worry about putting the timer on. Just go through the test and use it to understand what's going on. You can also use sample tests, of course, for test practice. So in that case, do it under test conditions. So no dictionary, no browser open, no phone, no distractions, no interruptions. Try to put yourself under that test pressure. Stay focused. As I said, ignore distractions and use the timer and stick to the timer. So this can be quite challenging on your own. It takes quite a lot of discipline. And you can also use the sample test for language study. So those who said, I've got problems with grammar and vocab, practice tests are a beautiful way to improve that. Do that by using the answer keys, of course. Have a look. Why did I get the answer wrong? And why is this answer correct? Analyze your errors really carefully. And for listening, use the scripts. The scripts will really help you, particularly part A, to learn phrasal verbs and idiomatic language. So the scripts, very, very useful for part A, B, and C of listening. Actually, I'm just going to go backwards. Sorry. I'll do it in a second. I just realized I forgot to show you where the paid tests are, but I'll show you that in the next section, or just remind me. Okay, but we'll move on to talk about the OET Q and A sessions with Rebecca. Have you ever been to a Q and A with Rebecca? Let me know. These are regular sessions and a really unique thing that OET offers to our candidates. Rebecca hosts a 1-hour session, no agenda, no plan. She just invites you to come along and ask questions, and she answers as many as she can. And you'll find these every 2 weeks. So every fortnight, just check our Facebook and YouTube. Just give a quick example. It's very simple, a very simple procedure. So we're using the same channels as always. Rebecca's there. She'll take your questions, pop them on the screen, and do her best to answer them. So Q&A sessions are another really good tool for your OET preparation toolkit. All right. That was a bit quick. So I think this is my final number 6 on my 6th recommendation is preparation courses and books. I'm going to show you the OET shop. So I'll show you the sample tests as well. So let me know, are you doing an OET preparation course? A lot of you mentioned those all-star providers, SLC, Swoosh, E2. Are you enrolled in a course or perhaps the official OET Ready course? Let me know. And if so, which one? So you might be doing face-to-face in your area, or perhaps an online course. I'd love to know with whom. Okay, that's good. Lots of yes. All right, Swoosh, yes. Dr. Chetan studying with E2. Very good. Nice. Okay, it's a great time to be studying online. The changes in the last 2 years, a lot of the schools really worked hard to get their courses online. And it means that you can study whenever you want in your own time. You can catch up. It's a really good way to study, very liberating. Shivam studying on YouTube, good. Lolita D'Souza is studying with Steve. Lanisha is with IRS. Fantastic, happy to hear that. Okay, so if you're thinking about studying with somebody, I'll show you where to look. So again, in our prepare section, there's a buy and prepare part here. Not tomorrow, rather next week, I'm going to talk about this one, which is our preparation providers in a bit more detail. But today I'll just go through the shop quite briefly. Thank you. And feel free to recommend your school in the chat box if you think they're really good. Tell your fellow OET candidates why they should study with that school. That would be really useful. So this is the OET shop, and it starts by choosing your profession. I'm going to click on nursing. And in the OET shop, you'll find official OET items such as OET Pulse and our official OET Ready online course, which this one's for nursing. And you'll also find books. So this is what I wanted to mention before. If you want more practice tests, a book like this, the official OET practice book for nursing, this contains 3 complete practice tests, of course, with all the answer keys and sample tasks. The official guide to OET also has a practice test. Cambridge Guide to OET, a beautiful book, this one. Lots of skill building, lots of practice activities, as well as 2 full practice tests as well. And they're also in the shop other skill boosting books. And if you scroll around, you'll find courses as well. So here's one by OET Online. Here's one by Melbourne Language Centre. And you can see there are 3 or 4 pages here. So a lot of our All Stars and our premium providers have their courses here on the OET shop, in the OET shop. So you can have a look through, but also, chat to people like you're doing now in our live streams. Find out, what do people like? What are people finding effective? All right. Coming up very shortly, I mentioned there the official OET online course, which is called OET Ready. We're going to give away 1 free course coming up, so stay tuned for that. And we've covered everything that I want to talk about in terms of preparation. Before we get to our Q and A, let's do a really quick recap, and we'll do it as a quiz so it's a little bit more fun. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. Just give me your answer in the chat box as quickly as you can. And also start thinking about your own questions for me and my colleagues to answer for you. Okay, so let's recap what we've covered so far. What preparation resource can you use as a checklist? We shared this. This one's not the giveaway. The giveaway is coming up, Suresh. So we shared this in the chat box quite a few times. And I talked about it right at the beginning. What's it called? You can download it. You can use it as a checklist. It's called the OET. Oh, we have a winner there. And you, well done. It's the OET Study Guide. Very good. Make sure you grab your copy from the chat box. Question 2. The 2 elements of test preparation are language proficiency and test something. Remember, I had those 2 columns, language proficiency, grammar, vocab, pronunciation. What was the other one? Shivam, you got it. Test familiarity. Good. So getting to know the test, the task, the timing. Question 3, OET Pulse tests your listening, reading, and what else? Listening, reading, and something else. Good job. Chat box is flying. I'm not sure if we're going to get this one. Language knowledge. So those 3 scores that you get are listening, reading, and language knowledge. Amira, pretty close. Language overall. Yep. Okay, number 4. How often does Rebecca run her Q and A sessions? How often can you find her in the OET Q and A on YouTube and Facebook? And remember, OET Pulse is different to OET. Very nice. One, you got that one. Every 2 weeks, that's right. Fortnightly. And last question, where can you join or watch OET All Star live lessons? Where can you join or watch OET All Star live lessons? Easy question. Where are you now, basically? Finish. Well done. Facebook and YouTube, correct. Very good. And remember that those playlists are there if you want to go back, and I really recommend that. Go and find some relevant classes to watch. Okay, so just a recap from me. Make sure you download and use the OET study guide. If you haven't got it yet, let us know in the chat box and we'll share it again. Work on your language proficiency as well as test familiarity. Find our recommended resources through the preparation portal or the website, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe or follow our Facebook channel so that you always know when we're going live. So we're going to have a little Q&A now. All right. So as I mentioned, we've actually got our head of education in the chat box who is just monitoring it for me. But if you've got questions that you would like me to answer, please put them in the chat and I will do my best to answer it. And then we'll do our giveaway. Let's see. Okay, so Lawrence is asking for the study guide. Yeah, we'll post that for you again shortly. All right, so I'll give you all a second just to think about your questions coming through. As you do that, just a reminder that we've got 2 more sessions in the OET Fundamentals next week. So same time Tuesday and Wednesday. All right. Okay, I'm just going to pop this one up. Adrian, any tips for reading part A, B, and C? Thank you. Yes, we have lots of tips, but I won't run through all of them now, but I do want to encourage you to use that part of the study guide, and particularly like the OET playlists, because they have within a lesson, a part A lesson, you're going to learn so much, and they take you through practice, give you an opportunity to try it yourself. I really recommend doing it that way, because there's certainly 3 completely different tasks and require different skills. So use those videos that exist to boost that. Sorry, that's quite a vague answer, but I think you'll find that useful. Okay, so Yasmin says, does a paper-based and computer-based test have a difference regarding its fees? And no, they are the same. They're the same cost. Paper and computer, the same. Okay. SS says, if I want to study with Steve, how do I do this? A great question. And perhaps that relates to all of the All Stars or all of the premiums. In our next session, I'm going to talk about OET preparation providers like Steve, like Swoosh, but you can definitely just Google OET preparation providers, or in this case, Steve is OET Online, and just go and register through their website. If you need any help, you can contact our customer support and we will point you in that direction, but you can find their details on our website very easily. Okay, sorry, I can't answer everybody's. Okay, I'll take this one. I've seen this come up a few times in various ways. Can you please tell me why I'm stuck at 340 in speaking? I can't exactly, but I would recommend, if you can, perhaps working with a premium provider or all-star who will give you feedback on your speaking. The reason that you are not getting there will relate to the criteria. So we went through in the other session the linguistic criteria and the clinical criteria that the assessors use. And it's very detailed criteria, but once you know it, and once somebody shows you, hey, you're doing this or you're not doing this effectively, you can really make some changes. So I think figuring out which part of the criteria you're struggling with, that is really the key. And the same goes for writing. It will be something related to the criteria because that's how you get your score. So work with a teacher if you can, who really, really knows the OET criteria well. Okay, let's take a couple more. Okay, a few questions about remarking. And there is a section on the website that relates to that. But yeah, remarking, your score can increase with a remark. It's not, of course, guaranteed. The most common subtests that people apply for remarking is in the writing and speaking because they are graded against assessment criteria. Okay, great question, Lanisha. Is there any relationship with writing assessment and handwriting? This is a really good question, and in fact relates to the listening test as well. So you won't get more points because you have beautiful handwriting. You won't lose points because you have ugly handwriting, but it is essential that the assessor can read your writing. So if the assessor can't read it, they cannot give you a fair score. And that goes for listening as well, listening part A, if you're doing it on paper. If your writing is so unclear that the assessor can't read it, you might lose that point. So it's something to be aware of and something to work on, and perhaps give your writing or write under timed pressure when you're, really rushing. Give it to someone and ask them, can you understand this? Maybe ask them to read it top to bottom. Because, obviously it has to be readable. It doesn't have to be beautiful, just readable. Okay. Ibrahim, can you put all the links mentioned in the live class on the YouTube upload for people who missed the last one? That is a great idea. I will make a mental note to do that. Absolutely. Okay. Maybe one more. Okay, so a few people, a lot of questions please help in reading, please help in listening. And I will really want to direct you to the All-Star classes for that. It's just something that we can't cover in the time today, but of course that's a question. How do I improve writing? How do I improve reading? How do I improve listening? That's why we have the All Stars program available to you for free, and the study guide as well. So please make sure you make the most of those. If you want to work on reading part A, go to reading part A of the study guide. Go to the YouTube playlist, watch the videos on reading part A. You could not get better preparation than that. That will really make a difference. Okay. So it's time for our final giveaway, and we are giving a free online course, the OET official online course, OET Ready. We're going to do it just like before. So I'm going to put on the screen the word. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. But this time you're going to type #ready. Okay. So same rules as before. All you need to do is type #ready into the chat and you'll be in the draw. So for this one, if you're the winner, send us an email and we'll talk to you about whether you want the nursing or the medicine course. All right, good luck, everyone. Quick type it in, #ready. Let's see how we go. So we've already had Dr. Chetan won the Pulse voucher. Who is going to be the lucky OET Ready recipient today? All right, let's go 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2. Let's wait to get over 100. Oh, 99. Couple more. Let's go. All right. Let's do it. Good luck, everybody. Okay, slowing down. Ooh. Binish. Well done, Binish Joseph. You have won a free OET Ready online course. Congratulations to you. To claim your prize, please email oeteducation@oet.com.au, Binish, and we will sort that out for you. Well done. Great to have a winner. So oeteducation@oet.com.au. Good on you. I hope that you'll find that a really useful tool. Congratulations. And thanks everybody for playing along. So that's the end of our How to Prepare session. Thank you to everyone. I hope that you found it useful. I hope you learned something new. I really hope that the OET Study Guide is a valuable tool for you. And please feel free to give us some feedback on it, things that you like, things that you want more of or less of. So we've done so far in this series our Intro to OET. You can find that on Facebook or YouTube. This was How to Prepare. Coming up next Tuesday, we are doing a session all about prep providers. So we're looking at what is a prep provider, what did they do to become a premium or an all-star, how can I study with them, and so on. And then we have the do's and don'ts on the following day. So thank you, everybody. Just final check of the chat. Congratulations, Binish. Congratulations, Dr. Chetan. Make sure you send us an email. Thank you, everyone. Great job. Please use the study guides. Spend a little bit of time each day. All right. Thanks, everyone. So we'll see you next Tuesday, same time. And until then, have a really wonderful week. Thank you.